Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Weekly
Hello,
wrap up is here.
live across YouTube, X, I nearly said Twitter, X, and of course, getting started in crypto.
Yeah, lucky it's still live on X because Elon still hasn't given me my access.
No, they have expelled you.
Yeah, because I'm so naughty.
Oh dear.
I'll try to
Yeah.
work out what I did. So I'm thinking, was it my Elon in the swimming pool post? Was
mm,
it me promoting another social media platform?
mm, Potentially. You got yourself another little follower in the last day or two, haven't you, as well?
I did. Hi to ZZ if you're watching.
Oh, fancy. That's very cool.
It
Okay.
is. It was very cool to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, okay, as per usual, everyone tuning in is going to get the Bitcoin update, and if there is one, and then we're going to go and close it off just for our GSIC getting started in crypto.com members. But in the meantime, if you're with us from GSIC, you can ask questions, you can talk to us using the chat. So yeah, all yours, Lise. What do you want to share?
Well, they can ask us questions about Ningaloo because we were there last week, and it's a place in Australia that no one has ever heard of.
Mm.
So questions are welcome at any time. I'm happy to talk about that because Bitcoin's been sideways.
Yeah, it's a good time for us to have a very small vacation. I say that we were still working whilst we were there. We even did a wrap up last week from there. But yeah, whale watching, good food, turtle watching, dolphins, all sorts. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah. So I've actually got a post going up on, I can't say the platform. It's a platform where you
Oh,
share videos and photos. Because we're actually going out on X and I don't want to offend them anymore. But
mm,
there's a post going up there because in the last year, since we've been traveling to Monaco, Italy, Portugal, Croatia, UK, obviously Ningaloo, I've put on 10 kilos. So a bit of a fatty bumba. But there's a post going up as to why, and some of the food we've eaten and taken photographs of is absolutely amazing. So, but yeah, I'll get back to Bitcoin. There's so much happening there. So,
okay, well, let's take a look at the charts then.
yeah, so Bitcoin, let's take a look. Let's jump into this chart. So, this is the 3-day BTC chart. Something to note is this 3-day cross that happened on the 30th of July. So this is the 50 and the 200. So this happened in with the 100 and the 50 in this region here, and we had quite a nice sort of move up. As of yet, not a lot's happened. So it's like the whales forgot that they should buy at this point. So the MACD does show that we have got declining sell pressure in this region. So that just means we're sideways and there's no increasing buy pressure really. We haven't flipped green again. When we go
Why
down,
is there a drop of blood on your chart?
hey,
On the 3-day, there's a drop of blood on your chart on the
a
trading
drop
view
of
chart.
blood, that's my bear tears.
Oh, that's your bear tier. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, there
yeah,
they
that's
are.
bear tears. So I'm waiting, I'm anticipating bear tears.
Gotcha.
So that's my anticipation. I've had these rockets on there since the very bottom of this point, and so far they're holding up. Maybe I need to add a few more rockets and a few more magnets, and maybe we might get some movement. We're likely going down. This is a daily chart. We are holding at the moment the 100 MA, but 200 MA last test was right down here at 24. So it's normally a good sort of position to get what is known as a spring in this point, and sort of to think of it as throwing a ball. The harder you throw it, the higher it bounces. So if you only throw it a little bit, it bounces a little bit. So with these waves, we're not going to have a massive big wave up in this region. It's quite a sort of, we're still very bear market, so don't get excited about anything that's happening. But potentially this could go into, a C wave or a third wave. Now, third waves are the strongest and the fastest, according to EW. So if that is a third wave coming up, this second wave is always so boring. So because you want to get the excitement of when the waves move. So yeah, if you can sustain this part, keep adding to your bags, it's going to be good. Long term, it's going to be good. So Josh and I and GSIC have been, we've got a portfolio, a HODL portfolio. You've heard us talk about this before. The members of GSIC have all heard it because we've got a HODL portfolio section. So we've been adding $10,000 a month US dollars since January. And we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a whole heap of different alts. And over that period, we are only 3% down on those entire bags. And our Bitcoin and Ethereum bags are quite up. So it just depends on the coins. Today, we've re-evaluated that and cut some of those coins. But it's looking really good. So for Bitcoin, as soon as this wave finishes, we're just waiting for this wave to finish, and then we should have the next move up should be really good. It should be fast and exciting again, so which it's not at the moment.
Like crypto used to be back when we knew.
Well, we look back, so looking back at the 4-year cycle, so I'm going to bring up the quantitative chart at the moment. So when we look back at the 4-year cycle, this cycle is running about 2 months behind. It's a little bit slower. So our potential bottom is going to be between March and May next year. Our bottom last time in 2020 was in March. So we could be about 2 or 3 months behind that. So, end of May in 2024. And that's our bottom. We haven't hit a top as yet. So this top, when we saw this in June, was about the 14th, I think, of June in 2019. So we take that about 2 or 3 months. We're coming to, we've probably got one more wave in this pattern before we're at that top region. And then we're going to go, we've got a lot more probably sideways and one more wave to find a bottom. It won't be as low as the previous bottom. That's what these 4-year cycles do show. You can see that we got this bottom here in 2018, which was about 3,200, had a massive rally up to about 14 grand. And then we pulled back for the COVID decline, which was about 4,500 from memory. So that's kind of what the pattern does. So while this pattern moved right down, and we got about, let me have a look. In around here, we got about 16-ish. We're probably going to hold 20 on the next decline. So, but that's how the waves work. Unless we go sideways forever, then we're going to hold 27 to 30K for about 10 years. So just jokes.
What feels like it might be 10 years, but
yeah, it does feel like forever. So this part of the market is essentially, and I keep saying it, for building your bullish bags. I won't say it like I did last time.
Right. Or for short, your bull bags.
Yeah, your bull bull bags.
I think that's a good place to end the weekly wrap.
Yes. So that's about it. Sideways forever, potentially a wave up. And we're looking at the low and going into the climb for the halvening at March to May next year. So there's not a lot we can sort of really talk about for Bitcoin this week other than it's sideways.
No problem at all. Okay, I'm going to come back to the HODL portfolio. I know you want to talk about that with the group and the changes we've made to adjust for hopefully.
Yeah, and I think that's going to, we keep sharing that. Once we go into the bull market, I'll start sharing that out on Twitter, because obviously the group is building their bags at the moment, and we want to get the best for when that comes into the bull market, have a strong diversification, have a strong portfolio, and make the most of that. So we want the group to walk away and, you know, be able to live their dreams, be able to do all the stuff they want to do. So fingers
Absolutely.
crossed.
Fingers crossed. Okay. In the meantime, we'll say goodbye to YouTube and Twitter. And GSIC
See you later,
members,
guys.